Hey guys, and welcome to Dendera Temple. I'm just hiding out in the shade for a little bit because it's really, really hot here in Dendera today, in Kenya in general. But I thought I would actually start from a really unique perspective of the temple before we go around and go around the whole temple. It's so unique and so amazing, this temple, it really is. And I thought uh, it's quite a nice idea to come to Dendera today for the simple reason we are literally here off the back of the two documentaries that just came out on the 10th of December, the 10th of May, which was on Cleopatra. First of all, we have the Netflix series of Cleopatra, and then we have Zahi Hawass actually brought out another one on the same day. So I thought it would be quite nice to actually visit Dendera Temple today for you guys, so you could come and have a look around and get a feel of this wonderful temple. What I didn't realise after off the back of the documentary that was done by the Egyptians actually was the fact that this temple was finished off by Cleopatra. I always knew that there was reliefs of Cleopatra on the walls here, but I didn't actually realise that the temple was finished by her, and a lot of the imagery here is of her, actually, not just the famous scenes on the back. So I thought I'd start at the back of the temple for you today, and then we're going to turn you around and then you can have a look and see what I'm seeing. But let's just go around and enjoy this temple, and I'll point a few things out along the way. So we can turn around. Here we go. So there we go, guys. We have Cleopatra here and her son Caesarion. A lot of people mix up Caesarion with Mark Antony, and don't ask me why. I'm not quite sure. But it quite clearly says, if you have a look at the cartouche on the top there, it actually is a cartouche of Caesarion and Cleopatra. So it's literally of Cleopatra's son as an adult, and so this is her representing him as she would like him to be. So basically as a grown adult. But interestingly, then the most intriguing part, which I didn't even know about until but yesterday, was what we're going to see on the other end. Now, I'm going to hopefully be okay, but it is extremely warm today. It's about 40 degrees, but we will be going around and having a look down at the other wall, but we will be out in the sunshine before we manage to disappear into the shade. So here we have this other little chapel that we have here as well, which is all locked off because they're still doing some restoration work in here. There's some beautiful colours in here actually when we're allowed to go in, which I'm looking forward to in the future. But for now, though, let's make our way down to the other end of that wall so I can show you something specifically special, I should say. So now we have the sacred lake over the far side there. As we know, every temple has a sacred lake. And it was actually said that it had amazing healing properties in Dendera Sacred Lake. So really, really an important lake if you were sick especially. So we're actually at the back end of the temple right now. And we are going to go down to the other side. Now, I'm not sure whether I can actually see any of your comments or anything. So this is my very first YouTube live. So hopefully it goes well. And I apologise if I've missed anything in the chat, if there is any chat, of course. So what I want to show you is down here, which I think is particularly amazing. So we're here, we actually have Cleopatra again, but now we have Julius Caesar. This is supposed to be Julius Caesar here. We have little cartouches. You can take some screenshots of those if you wish, and then have a look later on. But this is supposed to be Julius Caesar. And it was said that Cleopatra brought Julius Caesar here, didn't tell him what she was up to. She brought him here to Dendera Temple, and as a surprise, showed him that she'd immortalized him on one of the temples of the gods here in Dendera. So this was her gift to him, with there's some Caesarion in front. And then obviously we have him as the adult she hopes that he's going to grow to be at the other end, which I thought was actually quite an amazing thing. So let's go out down this way though. It is so warm here today. I can't even begin to tell you. Now, the one thing I love about Dendera is its completeness, it's in its entirety, and the colours that we will get to see when we go inside the actual temple itself. They are so vibrant and so amazing. It's just beautiful. Do you think that this could possibly have been full colour back when it was first built as well? Kind of makes it a little bit breathtaking, especially when we actually see the true colours when we get inside. So we are on the western side of the temple now, and we are heading northwards, and then we're going to make our way into the temple proper. Again, this temple was supposed to have been started by her father, Ptolemy the 12th, and then Cleopatra finished it off later on. Look at some of these hieroglyphics here, though. I mean, they are just stunning, aren't they? Look how absolutely amazing they are. Just little flowers down the bottom there, and then you've got the dark coloured trees. Just so much detail. Okay, so we're just going to make our way into the temple now, and then we can go and have a look. Now, this temple is actually dedicated to the goddess Hathor. We'll see her quite predominantly through the temple, especially if we have a look up. We can see the Hathor heads on the outside of the temple here. You see those there? Absolutely incredible, aren't they? And we'll see a lot more of those as we go through the temple. There's some of the remnants of the actual colour. If I just swing you back this way, you can see the courtyard, open area. We've got the Coptic church over here, as well as the oldest part of the temple, which was over that area. I'm going to go inside. Now, Dendera Temple is actually most famous for its zodiac and the beautiful colours that we also have in this particular temple. And you can see they have actually done some renovation with the colours here. And you can see how they've taken the bottom layer of dirt off, or the layer of dirt. So we've got the original how it was when we first came in here, and then they've done some cleaning work as we go up. And then if we go up, we can then go to that beautiful ceiling up there on the top. And this is what makes this temple so special. It is absolutely astounding in here. We have zodiac signs. So half the zodiac this side, and then we have the other half of the zodiac on the other side. And then on the roof, we have, see the Eye of Horus up there. All-seeing eye. Absolutely incredible. I'll just zoom you in on that for that. Come back this way a little bit. Just insanely and beautiful. The colours are just so rich. Again, so you can see us at true level, how far we are, far away. And then this way, the Hathor heads there. So beautiful. Let's go on over this way and see if we can find some of the zodiac signs. Now, one of the images that I find is one of my absolute favourites, and it's the goddess Mut, actually. Now, Mut was a mother, and she would literally swallow her son Ra every night. So at sunset, she would swallow her son. You can see her swallowing him there, and then every morning she would give birth to him, and start the day anew. And this every single day, renewing Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Such an amazing image. And then we have the mixture of the zodiac signs and the gods of Egypt as well up here. So can you see Capricorn up there? I can see Sagittarius up there from here. Do you see those? If we walk along, we can see Scorpio up there as well. Oh, let's keep going. Hold on. Hopefully you'll see your star sign too. It's not as easy as it looks, you know. We have all these these signs that we actually know today. We have Libra up there. You can see Libra mixed in, and Gemini. I think Gemini's up there as well. All mixed in with the gods of Egypt, which I find absolutely fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Now let's take you back down, and we'll take you over the other side so you can see. Oh, there's Leo over there. Actually, it's good for you Leos. You see Leo as well. I'll take you here. 1 second. Pull you back round. There we go. Look at that. There's Leo, the lion there. And then it's just incredible, isn't it? I'm just going to see. Now, if we see then at the bottom, we have the sun. We have Mut's feet, and you can see that she's giving birth to the sun god there as well, which is really two sets of imagery on top of each other. This is what makes this temple so incredibly special, is the difference between the older ideas, the old gods, and the modern interpretation, or in ancient Egypt anyway. Don't forget, this is a Ptolemaic period temple, so this was actually Greek in nature. Cleopatra and her family being Macedonian. That's the one thing that I like about Cleopatra, is she tried to bring these two cultures together, and she really did try to reignite the ancient Egyptian traditions again, and she reinstated the festivals, and she tried to really, capture the people and get the people on her side. Here, have a look up here as well. So incredible, isn't it? Look at that ceiling. So cool. I just love it. It's just so beautiful. And then we have the heads of Hathor there as well. And they're a little bit better, more complete on here with the colours still on them. Let's go see if we can find some more of those fabulous zodiac signs here too. Find them. This image always has me going because it looks like he's holding a pig's tail. The pig's flying off, look. We have Pisces up there. Capricorn, I think. Let's go say. Ooh. Let's take that again. That's Taurus. Oh, there's Gemini there. So cool, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. Okay. Right, we could actually spend all day in this particular part of the temple. So let's now make our way. Look at this guy. I love the fact that he's having his photo taken pretending he's sleeping in the temple. That's hilarious. Hold on, let's leave him to it. Let's go on into the next part of the temple. Now, every temple has a holy of holies, and Dendera is no exception to this rule at all. If we go into here. Now, they've been cleaning in here, and I think they've finished the cleaning now. As you can see, this was really black. This was completely black the last time I was here. And you can see they've really done a good job to try and take some of that blackening away to expose the colours underneath. in here. It's quite incredible too. Look at those. Got some of the colours underneath, but I think, unfortunately for us, the smoke damage in this part of the temple was a little bit too severe. See that there? It's so amazing. See some of those colours starting to poke through. Oh, they've actually got these side rooms open now as well. I think these ones. Let's go and have a look here. Look at this one. Now you will find an awful lot of the imagery has been chiseled out, and this is due supposedly to the Christians who came and actually lived in the temples back in the early part of Christianity, and basically chiseling away false idols. You can still see exactly what it should have looked like. Now, there's one particular part in this temple which I find actually quite fascinating, and it's the fact that this was obviously built, this newer temple was obviously built on the foundations of an older site, and we can actually see that in this temple too. Let's see if I can find the room for you. صباح الخير. عامل كويس؟ الحمد لله. Where is it? This is what I'm looking for, down to the back. So that's where the old foundations of the temple have been found, which is back there. So we're going to go back into the back area now. So we have more shrines as we go along, and then we have the Holy of Holies. These areas here, so cool. And then up the back here, look at this. Still absolutely exquisite. And then in here we have the Holy of Holies. So this is where the god would have resided when they were in this particular part of the temple. Isn't that amazing? I'll try and go inside. Hopefully we won't lose reception. Now you guys, you've got to remember that this is like, because this is live and we are on, we're subject to the internet, and these walls are quite thick. Sometimes we might actually lose a bit of reception. So you just have to fire away, scrabble around a little bit while we try and get a reception back. These cartouches have actually been left without any names in for them to be filled in. We believe that they should have been for Caesarean. Amazing, right? Back here. Beautiful. I love the way those images come out. They're so pretty, isn't it? Now, the other thing that's unusual about this temple is the amount of crypts that we have. So you can see this alleyway. We'll go down there and we'll take some else first. If you have a look here, you can see that the crypts are down there. And this is underground. We can't go under there for obvious reasons. Let's go on this way. Oh no, they've shut the stairs off. How are we going to get upstairs now? We've got to shut our stairs off. That's bad. And then we have this little shrine here as well. Isn't that cool? It's amazing, isn't it? That's so cool. And then we have more of the imagery there, but this is more open to the sun. And then we have the beautiful Hathor heads at the top there too. And this part here actually leads to another crypt, which is under the ground here. Now I'm going to try and take us around the outside of the Holy of Holies. Hopefully we'll be able to get reception there. As I said, you have to hang fire with me because I'm not sure whether we will get it done or not. Okay, so this is usually the staircase, the winding staircase that goes up and around, but they've got it closed at the moment because they've closed it for restoration, which is fair enough. Might mean they're actually going to clean the walls off, which will be quite interesting to see once it's clean. And we'll try and take us around the back here. Fingers crossed we'll be able to keep reception. But you never know. Let's see if the gods are with us today. These ones. Again, more crypts here. And look at that image there. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? So cute. Absolutely beautiful. Okay. Again, another crypt that goes up in the top there. See if we can get in here. I might be pushing it a little bit, but we'll try. Another crypt in the top. Another side room with two. So we've got one at the top there and one up this stairs here. It's almost like a maze within a maze within a maze. This is what I love. Lots of little side chapels all the way down. And what I love about here as well is that you've actually got a what looks like a peacock in here as well. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? That was around the outside of the Holy of Holies. Now we're going to see if we can find a staircase to take us to the roof, where we can go and see where the original, where the original zodiac would have been, except the original is actually in the Louvre in Paris. We have another set of stairs that go all the way up there, which I'm going to go have to investigate after. Alaikum salam. One second, guys. Let's go up the stairs to the top. Way up. So we're actually coming down the exit, not the entrance. But the winding staircase that went up is actually closed right now. Maybe lost you then for a second. There we are. And this is the other wonderful thing about Dendera, is we can actually go onto the roof. Now, if you were to pay, if you come here as a tourist, you can actually buy a ticket, which takes you right up onto the main roof. We're not going. Have a look. We have the gates over there. See how high we've come up. This is the chapel over here, which has the zodiac. Hopefully we'll be able to keep reception. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on my back screen. Hold on. So here we go. This is the Dendera zodiac. As I said, this is actually a copy, not the real one. The real one is in Paris. Beautiful. Put it down a bit further. There you go. There's that. Amazing, right? How cool is that? And then I'll keep you on this back screen, because then we can again see the goddess note. A little bit, there you go. Isn't that amazing? Her body there, all the way down. Let's turn you around, bring it back up, and then let's take you into this. But this is to do with the resurrection of Osiris. Hopefully we'll get peak reception. There's a little hole in the ceiling, so we should be okay. But this is actually quite cool here. Look at this. So this is to do with the Isis. Basically, Osiris, the god Osiris, was actually hacked into pieces by his brother, and his wife Isis had to go and collect all his pieces together. And what she did was she had to go far and wide to find these pieces. And then the only thing that was missing was his phallus. His phallus was missing. So she ended up having to carve this out of wood. And it was then, she actually copulated with Osiris. And this was actually how the god Horus was conceived. And this has an awful lot to do with that here. It's so cool. It's like a resurrection. It's an amazing place here. Okay. So let's see if we can get us over the other side a little bit, so we can go and see the little chapel that's out the back, and then if we can get into the top room. So, but this literally is the temple that just keeps on giving. It just has so much going on for it. It is a little way outside Luxor. It'll take you about an hour and a half, 2 hours maximum to get here, but it is worth every single minute of the journey. It's a very unusual temple. The fact that it has such a significance to Cleopatra number 7, the most famous Cleopatra of all of the Cleopatras, the end of the pharaonic dynasty, shall we say, before the Romans really took a hold. She was the last pharaoh to rule. I just think this has quite a massive amount of significance. Very misunderstood pharaoh, in fact, for the fact that she was always accused of having her feminine wiles to seduce men, and wasn't actually given the credit that she should have been for the fact that she was a highly intelligent woman that actually managed to rule a country that wasn't actually hers from the start, and she also managed to almost survive the Romans. Let's just have a quick look here and see if we can have a look at the top here. We might be able to get a little bit of a peek. I'm going to put a new staircase up there, look. Interesting. Huh. I'm just about to see they are actually starting to do a lot of this. Oh yeah, they're cleaning the walls in here as well. Oh wow. I don't know if we can see that so well, maybe. You can see that through there. We can see that they're actually starting to clean the walls off, which I think is quite incredible. It's so cool. That's going to be so amazing when we actually get to see it for real. And then this is the top. So we were down there earlier. So this is us from the top looking down at the Hathor Chapel underneath. Isn't that cool? It's amazing, right? So let's go sit in the shade just for a second. People coming up. Hold on. Go on, please. Hi, it's very hot today. Very, very hot today. تفضل. شكرا يا حاج.
رحت الكراب؟
شوية مش دلوقتي شكرا. ماشي شكرا. Let's go back downstairs again. Never know how to walk down these stairs because they are quite close together, these steps. And I do have a little stride, but it makes it even smaller. I'll probably come back up here again in a bit. Okay. Maybe different at the bottom. Again. Back into this area again, just as we go on to the outside. I'll take you back into the main area again. So cool. And again, for one final time, I'll just turn around this way so you can see the fabulous ceiling that we have here in Dendera. One of the most beautiful, beautiful temples in the whole of Egypt. It really is. Now, if you haven't checked out the documentary that was done, it's on. You can find it on YouTube. If you go to my Facebook page, you'll be able to find it there. So if you go to Blue Lotus Experiences on Facebook, I've actually posted the link to the documentary that was done by the Egyptian Egyptologist about Cleopatra and her original origins and all the research there. It's absolutely fascinating. And it did actually prompt me to come here today because I didn't realise in my naivety, because I've always tried to stay away from the Ptolemaic period because it is so confusing. how significant this temple was to Queen Cleopatra and her rule. And I just think it's absolutely fascinating. So do check that out. So thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. I hope you've had fun wandering around this wonderful temple. It was a little bit off the cuff, so I didn't have all my research with me today, but hopefully you enjoyed going around. You can see a full tour of the Dendera Temple actually on my YouTube channel. So do check that out as well if you want to see the staircase we weren't able to go into today. And don't forget, if you would like to help me create more content, you can buy me a coffee. There's a link to my Buy Me a Coffee in my description on my YouTube page, on my channel page, or it's buymeacoffee.com/Leslie Hammam. So that would be absolutely amazing if you would be able to do that too. So guys, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been my absolute pleasure. I hope you've enjoyed coming around Dendera Temple as much as I have showing it to you, and I look forward to seeing you on future adventures. We'll be doing a free tour Friday, every Friday, of different locations around the world actually, because I will be traveling again soon. So you never know where I might pop up next. So I hope to see you again soon. Thanks for coming, guys. You've been epic. Thank you for now. See you soon.